Hi there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me for another video with surviving the aftermath. Let's get time going and let's check our village. Well, we have our tents, we have our first farms, we have a lot of things, so that's nice. But we also have work areas that aren't in use, so let's set those up to make sure that they get the stuff we need. And these guys need some food. We have some berries down here. Perfect. Alright, so we've set up our outposts, which makes sure that we protect our surroundings. We have a lot of pollution around our village, so at some point we should be doing something about that. But that will take some time. Our specialists in the world map are ready to do something. Well, these guys were returning to the colony with the stuff they have, so let's return. This guy can do some recon. And of course also get some goods, so that'll be a good thing. Make sure you get what you can. And back to the village. Alright, so we have 4 specialists now, which is, well, 3 or 4 is kind of the minimum I'm always keeping. At some point we can of course do something with our specialists, turn them into settlers and get other zones to be our own. But for now, we'll keep our specialists to deal with enemies, etc. Although at some point we need extra survivors and extra science points, and as you can see in the sector info, if we build a outpost here, we get a lot of survivors. Well, you don't get a lot of them, but at least you get one pretty quickly. And it would also be nice if we can have a good science. Yeah, haven't found one close by yet. But there are also these sectors that give you a lot of science points each turn. And those are pretty important to do all the research that we want. Well, we still have research points, so we should check out what we can do. We already got to basic farming. I think we should get reclaimable materials and trash evaluation, because that means that we can upgrade the recycler and the scrapper. And those are 2 important buildings. They give us the metal parts and the plastics that we need for building, etc. So yeah, let's do that. Now of course we have our specialist at home. And in a little while these guys should join. Then we have 3 of them. And that means we can go hunting some of these big animals, and they'll provide us with a lot of meat, which is extra food, and extra food is always good. So that's also a thing. Alright, there we have our fields being cultivated. It's good. So we do have a small village that starts to work. Food's being gathered. We have water, we get some fish. We don't have too many people in though, so that would also be a thing. To make sure more people join us. We have 3 free carriers now, but that can change any minute, so... And sometimes it's good to set some limits. So yeah, we set them to 50. I'm going to increase that to 100. So you really have something to spare. In the beginning 50 can be a nice setup, so you have 3 people that can do other stuff, but at a certain point you just want more. And right now we have the time to get to 100. We have room for enough new people to join us, so that's good. Let's check, where's all the fertile land? Well, this is a good patch of fertile land, so that's good for the farming. So we don't have to worry about that. We can build some stuff here, and there's a group of survivors at the gate. There's only 5 children. Well, they bring some nice goods, so that's nice. Just be aware that sometimes when you accept survivors, some of them can be sick, some of them can turn hostile and completely wreck your village, especially if you don't have any specialists at home. So it can be good to always keep at least 1 specialist in your village. In older updates you used to do some exploring with your specialists. That's no longer the case, but well, you can use them to defend your village. So we're going to accept these kids in our town. Now they won't contribute a lot, although they can carry some stuff. But yeah, the next thing will be that they grow up, of course, and then they can be of great use to us. And we've upgraded Yeah, there it is. Upgrade. Quite costly, but it'll work a lot faster, so let's upgrade it. We can even put our specialist to work there. Tell it to go build. As soon as all the resources are there, it will start to build. Or at least it should. Yeah, there she goes. Perfect. Well, that works. And these guys, yeah, they are ready to join the village. They'll bring in a lot of stuff. Here we can see all the boxes of stuff that they dropped in. All the kids will come to pick it up. That's very nice. Alright, we should send these guys all over there so they can do the hunting soon. Now every time you... Ooh, we get a special event. But as I was going to say, every time you upgrade some buildings, their work area switches back to home. So you have to reset the work area again. Don't forget that, otherwise they won't produce anything. Nuclear fallout. The horizon starts to turn from blue to toxic green. And the air burns your lungs, the first sign of the impending danger. Intense radiation is a constant threat to colonists, buildings and crops, which wither and die during a nuclear fallout. Seeds cannot be planted before it's over, and severe cases of radiation sickness take their toll on everyone. Harvest your crops, stockpile load-in pills, build medical tents, and outhouses and saunas help a bit. Well, we have one medical tent. I think we should get another one at least, because that's usually a very good thing if you have a lot of medical tents. Now normally you build that over the course of the game, of course, to... Alright, let's do some hunting. There they go. Well, they should be able to kill quite a few. Let's get that one as well. Then the other one, yep. Alright, so I think we got them all now. So they can do some... get in some wood. 2 hospitals. We have 26... Yeah, we don't have too many free people anyway. I think with 3 we'll be fine. They should be harvesting this right now, by the way, to bring it in. I think with 2 of these we should get a fair amount of work done in the healing areas. Now, of course, if you really need people, we can just get people out of the scrapper and the recycler, of course. We don't really need them that bad. I've, by the way, got a little hay fever. And since all the good weather now in Holland, you will hear my nose and me sneezing every now and then if I can't turn the audio off in time. So don't worry about it, it's just the time of year. Alright, they should bring in this food, perhaps. Maybe that's better. Well, they're bringing in the crops, so that's good. And all we have to do... Ooh, these berries are depleted. Perfect. Now we can set it up right here, and the carriers will also bring that in. Specialist on the world map is ready. Well, he got pills, but he's not coming back anytime soon, because we first want to get all these nice traits. And we need to do some recon. Curious, every now and then you get these big issues. And sometimes they go over quite quickly, and sometimes they take a long time. And I'm really curious which is going to be this time. I hope it doesn't last too long. Would be nice if we could just get over it and continue. There we are. Nuclear fallout. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the people in this building straight away. Just to make sure that we have enough people in the hospital areas. We're not producing any water. Luckily we stacked some. Well, our well is producing water, so we could build an extra well. Somewhere. Oh, right there. And make sure... I'll have my specialist build it. And then we can make sure that... don't run out of water too quickly. Let's just hope this nuclear fallout doesn't last too long. Sometimes things just last a day. Sometimes they last quite a bit longer. It's really tricky to know which it is. Alright, 2 are already infected. Luckily we can treat 4 people at the same time. Let's check our research. Did we do what's needed? Alright, we got the nurses one. We didn't get the medical training yet, so that would be a thing to get next. Now a lot of people will get radiated. They won't die instantly, so I guess that's good. Alright, the well is done. So we can last longer now with the water that we have, which is a very important thing. I think we should just send our specialist out again. Or perhaps we should keep one in our village to do some work there and some defending. But the others can just go. Here we are. Let's go and collect some stuff. Do some recon. I also really want to find a nice zone with good research. Science points in it, so that we can colonize that. And let's just hope this passes quickly. Really wish we had more people before this disaster struck. Then you can get more medical tents up and running. And our storage is full. Well, we should build more then. Because resources on the ground spoil, and that's not what we want. Probably build them on this side now. So that we have a storage on both sides. Why? Well, if you keep all your storages together and you get hit by a meteor or something, it can be destroyed and your resources are gone. So spread things out over your village is always safe. There they go. 3 deposits are depleted. Well, there should be others. Yeah, right there. Some extra wood. Perfect. Did we find any more already? Well, that's the one thing I wish you could zoom out a bit more so you can have a better view of everything that's around you. I think that's sometimes for the better. Alright, what should we get? Well, let's get those resources first. And we'll see later on what we can do extra. There he goes. Yep, you get those plastics. Yeah, this is all still working. Perfect. There are the berries. Well, only 2 colonists are irradiated and 1 is seriously mutated. So they do quite a good job at treating people. And the nuclear fallout is over, by the way. So, yeah, that's nice. That worked. There's the irradiated guy. Or suffering from mutations, but I think then they'll turn yellow. You should probably get to a hospital. Oh, they're both full. Alright. Well, we are treating everyone, so that's good. Now we just need to wait until things are done. Well, there's some wood right there. Perfect. Because I was thinking there's nothing there that we can get, but yeah, there it is. All we need now is a good bunch of people, because I want to build things like a lumberyard, logging camp, etc. But, well, we don't have any free people, so why bother building it right now? Because we can't occupy those buildings. I want clothing. That's also a thing, so... we'll have to wait and see. Sometimes you just have to keep everything going and make sure that things keep running in your colony, and that's all you can do at the moment to just survive. And then at another point you can just start building all these things and continue. Well, we could do some planning. I'd like to use the small field for that, because there we can see that these red areas aren't good for farming. We have a big farmland right here, so I want to keep that free. These aren't usable for farmland, so what we can do, for instance, is get the burner pit, I believe it's called, burial pit, right here, to make sure that we can bury our dead. If we get like a pollution cleaning factory, we can put it somewhere here. So, and we can use these, although I don't think that's... yeah, we can get the extra housing here if we need to. And, well, let's take another look. Yeah, we can get the forest industry up here, because this isn't too good for farming anyway. So that's a little bit of planning you can do as soon as you have unlocked farming, because then you can see the fertility of the land. Or maybe you can see it with one of these as well. Yeah, you can see it with this, so. Alright. Need to get rid of this pollution, though. That's going to take time. If you want to get rid of pollution, there is a way to do that. You need to get hazmat engineering, which you can already see cost you 400 research points to get there. You need to spend another 200, 150, another 125. So yeah, it's expensive, but you can get there. And every now and then when you get a quest, you get a nice quest that'll give you a lot of points. You have the atomic quest that'll give you like 800 points in one go, which is really nice. So let's just hope at some point we get that, so that we can do all the nice things we want to do. Alright, let's get those cockroaches. Yeah, you made a discovery, just not a very useful one. Well, let's get these components. And she's done, perfect. She's in full health. So let's get some medical kits then. Nice, that works. I'd like to always just go around my own village, clear out whatever we can that is relatively close by, and as soon as we are out of those things close by, I will start turning specialists into settlers and use them to make outposts everywhere. But I always like to keep 3 or 4 specialists for all the recon and all the work that sometimes need to be done around your village. So don't use up all your specialists, because, well, if we get an animal attack, for instance, in our village, and these big red beetles come in to attack your buildings, it's very nice to have 1 or 2 of those specialists in your town to do some defending. Rabbit season. 3 colonists explain that they've been working on a new kind of trap for hunting rabbits, and the group wants to set them outside the camp. They look functional, but letting the group venture far away is not without risk. Well, we should try out the trap. Alright. It didn't work. They looked miserable and exhausted. The rabbits didn't fall for the traps. Rummaging through the polluted ground seemed to have left a few colonists sick. Well, luckily we can deal with sick people. So that'll be fine. I think at some point we should be putting some people back into the scrapper and the recycler. Just not right now, because first we need to heal our people. I was thinking about doing some expansion, although we have a few homes to spare. If we get a big group in, it might just be that we don't have enough homes. So we'll just build, well, 4 homes extra for now. Will be a good thing. And that'll use up some resources that we have right now, but that's fine. Since we have plenty at the moment, that's not really an issue. And it prepares us for the future. Alright, specialists are ready. Get the cockroaches. Let's do some recon right there. Appears to be a zone with a lot of... Ooh, there's a lot of science points in this one as well. Now that's very nice. That's what we want to see. Right, let's get how many... Ooh, he already has a lot of goods. So let's get these and then return him to the village. So we get those goods back. We want as many goods as we can. Alright, let's check this. I want to have 1 fully working medical tent. This one can go. We'll put people right in here. And we'll get 1 guy in there. So at least now they can treat people, and if we get too many sick, we can always add more people to it. But now we have 1 free carrier, and it's always good to have free carriers. Alright, well, this looks nice. We got another plastic trash pile. A few big piles of pollution, which usually means that there's some totally crazy animals around there. Here we have those big red beetles, which occasionally come into your village and attack. Luckily we have our specialist at home. And let's hope we get another group of survivors that really we can use in our village. I've had it quite a few times where you think, oh, there's a nice group of survivors. 6 adults, a few children. And then 2 or 3 of them turn hostile, and before you have a specialist at home, they've already killed quite a few people, and you end up with less people than you started with. And that's a real problem. So let's hope if we get a group of survivors at some point again, they'll be nice. That's always better. Of course, we can upgrade our scout towers. Takes maybe a little bit too much metal, but it makes them a lot stronger. And there'll be a guard around here. So as soon as people come in, they will, or animals come in, they'll be hunted when they start to attack us. But perhaps we'll just leave it like this. At some point we need to build a guard post right there to do all the recon here, of course. Our planks are depleted, well, that's fine. Old world knowledge. Now I like the term knowledge because, well, if that gets us research points, I'm all in for it. Alright, let's check this guy, let's go. Yep, that's it, perfect. Everyone's going to work again. That's also a thing. Let's hope we get an extra specialist next time a group stops by our village. You can never have enough specialists to do all the recon, etc. Gather all that nice stuff. We only have 12 components left at the moment, as you can see here. Well, they'll be bringing in some more, and it will take quite some time before we can actually start to build components. Right, people are without clothing. So we could start working on a tailor and a tool shop and leave people out of there, but as soon as we get the people, then we can start to leave them in there. That could be a thing. Alright, let's build tailor. Set up roads right there. Alright, she's working, he is done, he got components in. Yeah, 15 damage a day, he'll be there 4 days, that'll mean 16 damage. And it's not an absolute number, it can vary a bit, so yeah, let's not do that. These 2 are still busy, so that's fine. I'm not going to do this quest straight away, I'm going to bring in my specialists, make sure they're fully healed, and then we'll go. Although this one appears to be empty, so that's good, we could just send her in. Sometimes you have to fight, and then it's good to have completely trained and healthy specialists available. Well, they're building the tailor, so we should probably already set up the tool shop next to it. Here we go. We won't be putting people in straight away, because then we don't have any free carriers, but it's nice to just have the building. For instance, our plastics guy is now really working, because, well, we don't have the 100 that we've set up. Could well be that if we reach 100, our plastics guy will stop working, do some other stuff. Well, right now, he has the time to work. So then just make sure you get the building already, so you've used the resources and they'll fill up our stockpile again to 100. And we can use it for different things later on. Wait, people get out there. Food's still growing, so that's good. I really would like them to fix the production and consumption thing. Because right now, if you check the production and consumption thing, we're not producing nearly enough to feed all our people, and still our numbers of food are growing because, well, we do produce enough. So that's a thing. Don't look at that number too much, because it's not really true. Right, this guy needs to be in there 3 days. That means 45 damage. Yeah, but he already has so much stuff. I want him back in the colony. I want all that goods to reach the colony so we can use them. Alright, there's another enemy zone. You can return to the colony as well. How far are you? Well, last day, so that's nice. I'm just hoping we get some survivors soon. We can use the extra people. Hannah is now an adult, so that's good. I mean, of the 26 people, we have 11 kids, so as soon as they start to grow up, we can use them as well. I'll put her into the tailor. Madison is now an adult, so yeah, people are now starting to grow up. Let's make good use of that. Now, of course, some of the adults will turn into elders. They'll still be productive, but at a certain point, even the elders die, so we need to have a constant stream of new people coming into our village. I think it's time to set up the burial pit. Just to make sure that we can deal with that people. Otherwise they can spread diseases and get everyone sick. Ooh, I think if we go there, there'll be some bad animals. And someone's at the gate. Alright, a woman with streak in white and blue in her hair approaches you with small glass vials clinking in rhythm. The lab coat is worn and torn, but she carries herself with a sense of dignity. I was told I'd find a colony in need of medicine around these parts. That must be you then. They call me the apothecary. Can I be of service? Oh, I always want research points. So yeah, thank you very much. Let's get into research. What should we get? Well, of course, everything is good to get, usually, almost everything, but I'm gonna go with medical training first, because I really want to be able to deal with catastrophes better, and one of the best ways to do that is make sure that you can deal with them in your hospital. Another thing we might need, I guess, is a bigger inventory, so let's queue that one. Alright, well that's very nice. Let's get going. This guy should return to the colony. This guy should return to the colony. And she should be heading for this plant, and then we'll see. That's done. Alright, we're doing medical training research now. Burial pits being built, so I guess we should start focusing on the woodworking now. What are we going to do? Well, I think we need to work like this, set up a road system here, and then we can see what are the gaps are that we keep. Alright, that won't fit, but I think the forester will fit in here. Yes, it does. And then we can fit in some water. Let's do it like this. Alright. Why is the forester important? Well, it'll plant new trees, so you don't have to go too far. But I'm not going to build that straight away, because the lumber or the lumber yard is more important. I think we can just build it like this. Low on clothes, yes I know. Burial pit's done. Perfect. We don't have any dead people yet, so you get out. We'll put you in as soon as we need you. Clothes are being built, but probably, that's usually the case, more clothes are breaking down than we can really use them. Right, first berry thing is done. That one's almost done. You see a group of bandits. Now that's never good. Put an extra guy into the gate. That helps every now and then. Try to bribe them. Well, usually that doesn't work. So we are more than ready. Probably not. But we can try. And what I'd like to do is get my specialist close to the gate. just to make sure. Oh, let's do this. Let's see what we can get out of this. Alright, the old nuclear plant looms over the scenery as imposing as ever. A quick inspection reveals that one door has indeed rusted enough to be pried open. Unfortunately, workers of the facility seems to have predicted this. The hallway soon ends with an improvised solid blockade. There's a message on a nearby wall. Place too dangerous. Meet at the museum to share our wisdom. Alright. Then we'll go to the museum. Now this guy should be heading back. You don't have to do this, by the way. At the end of the day, they'll move anyway. But I just like to keep them moving. Alright, let's see. Can we defeat the raiders or will they defeat us? Well, it's going to be close. Let's hope we can nope, they'll destroy the gate. But after that... Yeah, the gate is breached, but now we can fight them, so that's good. Let's hope we can win. That's why I keep a specialist at home, because you see all the other guys aren't doing much. And we are. Alright, let's repair this, of course. Well... That's the bandits. We were victorious. Let's repair our gate, by the way. Well, that worked out. Now, that's why you keep a specialist in your town. Alright, so we made some progress. And we've been playing for half an hour. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. That'll be a big help. Of course, if you want, leave a comment. Just tell me anything you want to share. And of course, I hope to see you in another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.